me. Maybe it was him. I don't know. Who knows?
Huh.
No.
Well, what about? I knew you spent some time with Manson.
Oh
Who,
yeah.
who was the guitar? Who was the guitar player at the time?
When I was there, it was Tim Skold and a guy named Rob Holiday played bass. And I did a Manson tour in 2007, and I was actually the keyboard tech on that one.
Oh, you were a keyboard tech on that
keyboard
one.
tech.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Working for Chris Vrenna, who used to be the drummer for Nine Inch Nails, and
Oh yeah.
without a doubt, one of the best people I've ever known in my life. Again, one of the easiest guys to work for. And that was my first like world tour. That was my first real tour where I, had to get a passport, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And
so that was right after I met you then. Okay.
Right after. Yep. I went from Panic Channel, I think pretty much right into the Manson tour.
Nice. And do you feel like getting into that really crazy situation you found yourself in?
Sure.
This is a great story, so I'll just let you run with it.
You're actually one of the first people that I talked to about it after it happened, as a matter of fact.
I know.
So we were in South Korea, and Manson, he's a brilliant artist. He is an incredibly intelligent, incredibly funny man, but everyone knows he has some substance problems sometimes. So he rarely goes on stage sober.
Define sometimes.
Always. Every single time. So we're in South Korea, and I'm pretty sure he'd been up for a few days. And we started the show, and the way I would kind of sit behind the bass rig, looking up at a riser at my keyboard player. And we're maybe 5-6 songs in, and I feel something slam me in the back of the head. Like my hat, I was wearing this hat flew off. I almost fell off my stool. I thought something fell from the truss or something. I didn't know what happened. And I turn around, and Manson is kind of like stumbling away from me. And I look at the stage, not the stage manager, someone who worked on the crew. And I was like, what just happened? And he said, he punched you in the head. Manson, he punched you in the head. And I was completely stunned. And I didn't know why. The show was going fine. I didn't make any mistakes, but he just walked up behind me and punched me in the head. So we're in the middle of an enormous show, and I'm furious. So I walk out in the middle of the stage and get in his face, and I start screaming at him, like, why the fuck did you just hit me? And he's like mid-song. I'm in his face screaming at him, like, you fucking asshole, what are you doing? And he's just laughing. And I realized, like, he may not even know what he kind of did. He was just so out of it. But he assaulted me in the middle of a show, and it was wild. And I called you, I think, afterwards, and I was like, what should I do? Like, should I talk to management? Should I get hazard pay? Like, what should I do here? And you gave me some good advice, basically just saying, like, whatever you feel like you want to do. I ended up doing nothing, but it became a good story nonetheless. So
do you think he was cognitive enough to know that he did that? Did you ever bring it up with him again? Did you guys talk about it?
We did. So that tour ended the beginning of 2008. And then like 2014, I was kind of just looking for work, like in-town work. And I found out that he lived pretty close to me and that he was looking for an assistant. So I hit up his manager, who I'm sure you know, and just said, hey, it's Dan Cleary. I'm looking for some work. I heard Manson might want an assistant. Any interest in hiring me? So I did that for a couple of years, and maybe a month or two in, we're driving somewhere, and I brought it up. I was like, do you remember that time that you punched me in the back of the head in the middle of a show? And he kind of gave like a funny grin and looked at me. He said, yeah, I do. I'm sorry about that. And he ended up giving me a guitar as an apology. So that was that was nice. That was nice. But we squashed it. But that was weird. Yeah, it was very weird. Have you ever seen an artist assault someone on the crew before?
No, I've only heard the stories. The other famous one I know is, Fred Durst throwing a wireless microphone and hitting the dimmer person in the head and, sending him to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, man. What do you say about people? You can't defend him in any way, shape, or form at all. There's really no excuse that floats for me of, why would you act out like that with somebody who's only there to support you and to try to make you succeed?
So
I just don't get
I
it.
guess my story of Lita Ford pulling my shorts down to my ankles while I was walking off stage after a guitar change doesn't really count as any type of assault, does it? It was pretty damn embarrassing. Yeah, I handed her the guitar. I turned around, all of a sudden she just goes, yank. She pulls my shorts down right in the middle of stage, right down to my ankles.
Did everything come down?
So
was everything
no,
exposed?
Thankfully it was just my. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.